Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Doc. Good afternoon, classmates. So, we are tasked to report about the accounting and finance in international business. So, before I start, I am Queenie Borja Martin, and I'm going to report about the accounting in international business. So, let's start. So, international business involves cross-border trade, investment, and operation that require firms to manage diverse legal, cultural, economic, and financial environments. So, accounting international business ensures the compliance with the local and the global reporting standards, supports investor confidence, and as well as provides accurate performance data. So, let us define what is an international or accounting in international business. Accounting international business is the process wherein we record, we also analyze, and report the financial transaction that occur across borders. So it ensures that the multinational companies comply with the different accounting standards, manage foreign currency risk, and report accurate financial information to the stakeholders in various countries. So, this accounting in international business is very essential po because we all know that businesses operates in a different phases, in a different regulation, in different currencies, different legal, different taxes, as well as different culture. So through accounting, it aligns these differences to ensure that the business remain legal as well as efficient and profitable. Next, let us have the importance of the accounting international business. The first one is what we call the compliance. So it's important is to follow local and international financial laws. Just like for example, or a real life example of McDonald's. We all know that McDonald's must follow we all know that McDonald's have different branches, not just locally as well as internationally. So McDonald's must follow, for example, let's say for example that McDonald's have a franchise in US. So we all know that McDonald's must follow the US GAAP, okay, GAAP in its US branch, but comply with the local accounting rules in a countries like France, like for example, and as well as Japan. Next, let's have the currency management. So it's important is to deal with the foreign exchange fluctuation. Okay, so like for example is Toyota. Toyota sells cars in US as well as so in US. So it must convert the currency must convert into dollar or the dollar sales to Japanese yen and to manage the exchange risk. Next, let's have the global taxation. So the global taxation is to pay for the proper taxes, okay? Proper taxes in each country. So, sinasabi lamang po dito po sa global taxation is kung nagpe-pay ka locally, okay? Kung may branch ka po in the different area or in a different country, you should pay taxes in each country. So, later on, we're going to discuss po that the double taxation as well as the transfer pricing. Next, it is the financial reporting. So another function po is the financial reporting is to report accurately to global, international, and stakeholders. So what are you going to do just to report from the multiple or for the multiple countries, okay, they're just going to report and compare the reports. Next, we have the strategic decision making. So it helps in making informed business decision across border. Now, there are different types, okay? There are two, okay po, there are two accounting standards na pina-follow or sinusundan po pagdating sa international business. So, first one is the International Financial Reporting Standards or tinatawag din po natin na IFRS. So, these are the principles, principle base adopted by over 140 countries for greater comparability and transparency. So, another po is tinatawag din po natin yung GAAP. So this GAAP or the generally accepted accounting principles, these are the rules based, primarily used in the United States with detailed prescriptive deadlines. Okay? So ano po ba ang pinagkaiba ni IFRS or tsaka ni GAAP. So in terms of flexibility, si IFRS po principle based lang siya, while si GAAP is the rule based. At in terms of valuation, so in terms of international valuation, so this allows LIFO and GAAP allows LIFO. Next, in terms of the development cost, in IFRS can be capitalized while GAAP usually expense. Okay. Next, let's have po the currency translation. So currency translation, when the subsidiaries operate in a different countries, financial statement must be translated into the parent company's presentation currency. So there are two rules. We have the current rate method and the temporal method. So ano po bang sinasabi ni currency translation? So si currency translation is the process wherein we convert. Okay po, we're just going to convert the financial statements of a foreign subsidiary, which yung foreign subsidiary po operates in a different currency into the parent company currencies for consolidated financial reporting. So, ito pong currency translation ay ginagawa po ito para po may pakita po natin yung kabuuang kita, yung kabuuang gastos, as well as the financial position ng buong kumpanya sa iisang currency. Just like for example po, the Japanese yen, the US dollar, and the Philippine peso. So, companies po must convert their financial results from one currency to another consolidation. Just like for example po, na halimbawa po si Sony or si Sony Japan. So si Sony Japan convert US dollars, okay po, US dollars to Japanese. So halimbawa po si Sony USA ay kumikita po ng dollar. So nasa USA po siya, kumikita po siya ng dollar. Pero po ang Sunny Japan, or which is the headquarters, ay gumagamit po ng Japanese yen sa kanilang financial reporting. Kaya po, bago po tayo mag-consolidate ng isang report, kailangan po muna nating i-convert lahat po ng kita, lahat po ng gastos, lahat ng assets ng US branch mula po or papunta po sa Japanese yen. That is the currency translation. Next, let's have the international taxations. So, nandyan po nakapaloob si transfer pricing. So, prices sets for the transaction between the subsidiaries in the different countries subject to strict global regulation. So, pag sinabi po nating transfer pricing, it is the process of pricing the products, the services, the assets that are transferred or sold in one division of the company to another division in the different company. So, even if both divisions are owned by the same company or the same owner, there's still a need po to be set price for this transaction, and that price ay tinatawag po nating transfer price or transfer pricing. Halimbawa po Nike. We all the Nike. Okay po, na si Nike po ay nasa Singapore. Okay, we all know that Singapore ay may malaking marketing distribution division ng Nike wherein nagbebenta po sila ng mga finish products ng Nike. Okay, paano po gumagana ang pricing or the transfer pricing dito? So, gumagawa po ang Nike or halimbawa ang Nike Philippines ng um, 10,000 na pares ng sapatos. So, ginagawa po nila, pinapasa or pinapadala po nila ito to the Nike Singapore wherein nandoon mas malakas yung marketing and distribution po ng Nike. Pero po, dahil po ibang bansa ang Singapore, ang kanila, kailangan po nila maglagay ng different price sa bawat pares ng sapatos o sa bawat pares ng sapatos. So, ito po ay tinatawag po nating transfer price. Next, let's have the double taxation or the double taxation treaties. So, these are the agreements to prevent income from being taxed into two jurisdiction. So, ang double taxation po ay nangyayari kapag ang parehong kita o income ay pinapatawan po ng buwis ng dalawang magkaibang bansa. Ano po itong dalawang magkaibang bansa? These are the host country kung saan po kumikita ang isang tao o ang isang negosyo or isa pa is the home country kung saan siya nakarehistro bilang citizen or resident for tax purposes. Halimbawa po, let's say for example that a Filipino is based in Dubai. Halimbawa po, ang isang Pilipino ay based in Dubai, kumikita po siya ng UAE, kaya maaari po siyang patawan ng buwis doon po sa UAE as well as po papatawan din po siya ng buwis dito po sa Pilipinas dahil po um, siya po ay Philippine citizen. Okay, maaari po siyang singilin ng buwis sa kanyang kita abroad kahit po hindi po siya kumikita sa Pinas. That is the double taxation treaties. Next, we have the deferred tax liabilities arise when the profits are held overseas to avoid immediate domestic taxation. Now, let us proceed po um, with the technology in international accounting. So, in terms of technology international accounting, so um, digitalization has enabled real-time reporting through saan po pwedeng gamitin? Pwede po tayong gumamit ng tinatawag po nating ERP systems or the Oracle and SAP. We can also use the AI-powered analytics and the blockchain for transaction verification. So, for conclusion po ng Accounting International Business, so Accounting International Business is essential for managing finances across borders. So it helps to comply with the global standards, handle currency, tax issues, and more or make informed decisions. So by using this IFRS, the transfer pricing rules, and as well as the hedging strategies, businesses can promote or can operate smoothly and legally in multiple countries. So that ends my report. Thank you po for listening.